Hello everyone, Counterspell Hater here, back with another EDH guide. Before we get into today's guide, I'd just like to say, please use my link in the description to help Alex as an aid stand foundation for childhood cancer, fight against childhood cancer one cup at a time. All that information and more, like donations there and everything, will be waiting for you on this website once you use my link, which is why I highly encourage that you share this video with other videos from my channel with other people so that they can not only receive guidance from yours truly when building these EDH decks, but so they can also use these links to help out, to help this cause. Comment on this video, make an EDH quest. So make sure the content you're requesting has not been previously requested by someone else and has not already been featured on this channel. So the Red Terror Instants and Sorceries, that's content that is already not featured on this channel. The Red Terror Goblins, that is content that is featured on this channel. So yeah, standard deck text and arena content, you can also make requests for those as well. Same rules, same thing. Let me see. Let me think. Oh yeah. Hit the notification bell. That way you don't miss another one of my videos. Thank you to the 77 of you who are currently subscribed. Thank you to whoever has subscribed within the last 22 hours. Thank you to you, especially. You can be one of those people. Just subscribe. That's simple. Like this video. And with that said, we'll get into this commander. Tawnos the Toymaker. We now officially have a very solid beast and or bird tribal commander. Whenever you cast a beast or bird creature spell, you may copy it, except the copy is an artifact in addition to its other types. So you can get really crafty with this and what you do. So I've gone beast for this because beasts are very powerful. So I've got a bunch of beasts, and in fact, I even have an infinite combo with one of probably as of recently my new favorite beasts. But let's get into it. So we're gonna go quickly. Broodstar, it has infinity for artifacts. We're creating artifacts, so why not? And we're gonna make two of this, and it's gonna be very cheap. Blossoming Bog Beast to buff all of our stuff up and gain us life. Siege Behemoth. Could just end the game. Terror Stomper. Now we're just gonna kind of go through quickly. So Terror Stomper, Radium Paging Balos, Thunderfoot Ballast, Elder Gargaroth, Garrick's Horde, Kalanian Behemoth, Color of the Pack, Protean Hulk, Fangren Firstborn, Frozen Groundshaker, Feral Throwback, Canopy Crawler, Chancellor of the Tangle, Titanith Rex, Battering Krasis, Renegade Krasis, Roaring Primadox, Garrick's Harbinger, Cultivator Colossus, Greater Hoof Behemoth, Uvenwald Oddity and Uvenwald Behemoth, Grossen Warchief, Glowering Rogon, Kurgadon, Copperhoof Vorak, Arcbound Ravager, Hailloth, Garrick's Pack Leader, Thresher Beast, Herd Ballast. Then we have our combo. So this combo involves Low Mage's Familiar, which is a beast. It adds for mana. They can type itself to add for mana. My new favorite, Displacer Beast, because it ventures into the dungeon and it's a part of one of my most broken decks I've like. You thought elementals was bad. If you saw this, it kind of pale in comparison, if anything. This can return itself to our hand, so which first of all, that means you can get multiple copies that are tokens, multiple tokens that are copies of Displacer Beast. This combo also involves Inspiring Statuary because of Improvise, Paradox Engine to untap everything, and Nyx Bloom Ancient. So what we want is we want out 2 artifacts, and Lowell Mage's Familiar, and we want to be tapping it for blue. We're probably going to want 2 of these, in fact. We're going to need the two. So keep the 2 untapped. So what you do is you tap this one and the copy of it, because you want your commander out for this. You tap those 2 for a total of 6 blue mana. Using Improvise from Inspiring Statuary, since this is a non-artifact spell, you would tap 2 of your other artifacts to improvise this out, and then you just spend a singular blue mana to cast Displacer Beast. So you'd have 5 mana left. Your commander would trigger, so it create, since you're casting a beast creature spell, so it create a token that's a copy of Displacer Beast that you could use for the Improvise, and it would also venture into the dungeon. Not to mention Paradox Engine untaps everything. From there, using 4 of the 5 blue mana floating from the Lowell Mage's Familiars, the original and the copy, you return Displacer Beast to your hand, and then you just keep on doing that over and over again. So that's infinite mana, infinite adventures in the dungeon. I highly recommend Mad Wizard's Dungeon of the Mad Mage, I think it is. Because Mad Wizard's Lair draws you 3 cards, reveals them, and you can cast one of them without paying its mana cost. And that could be a free Nyx Bloom Ancient or like a free Herd Ballast. Which actually, Mighty Emergence. Whenever a creature with power 5 or greater comes into play under your control, you may put 2 pulsar counters on it. So that could, I believe, also lead to, if you know what you're doing, you get like infinite Herd Ballast too. Well, you could get a lot of you could put a lot of pulsar counters on Herd Ballast. First of all, Mighty Emergence. And second of all, if you're able to return it to your hand somehow with Roaring Paradox. I don't know. But yeah. That's an infinite combo right there. Then we have Kodama the East Tree. Whenever another opponent enters the battlefield under your control, if it wasn't put onto the battlefield with this ability, you may put a permanent card with equal or lesser converted mana cost from your hand onto the battlefield. If you are doing beast travel for this commander, I highly recommend Kodama the East Tree, because you're creating tokens that you're copying your permanent spells and they're entering in as tokens, which is why you don't want token doublers, because those are a waste in this deck. Because you're copying the spell, but it becomes a token. It doesn't create one. I actually saw something about that, about like annotated procession and reflections of literature. So whoever was asking that question, I hope I have answered it. And I hope you are watching this video, because if not, you won't have that question answered. But that's how that works. When you are copying a permanent spell, the spell becomes a token. You aren't creating a token. You're just copying the spell. Make sense? Anyways, but because you are making tokens, like you're playing out multiple tokens that are copies of like these really big creatures, like Herd Ballast being like a 5 mana creature, or like Cultivator Colossus, Titanith Rex. You could get 2 permanents onto your battlefield, both either 9 CMC or less, convert mana cost or mana value, whichever you prefer to use. Highly recommend Kodama the East Tree. Combined Trisalis? Tristalis. Creature tokens you control have flying. Now your beasts are flying, and beasts are pretty big, so your opponent might be in trouble. Obelisk Conferred. We're gonna choose beasts, of course. Cryptolith Right can help us cast more stuff. Reflections of Literature Drop. We're choosing beasts. Full Flowering. Where for our infinite mana, we can create a whole bunch of we can populate a whole bunch of times. And to populate, you create a token that's a copy of a creature token you control. Do this X times. So you can create like infinite Displacer Beast, infinite Herd Ballast, infinite Crater Hoof Behemoths if you wanted. Yeah. Charting Sphinx because we are creating artifact creature tokens. And most beasts have trample. And whenever an artifact creature you control deals combat damage to a player, you may create a 1/1 blue Thopter artifact creature token with flying. You can sacrifice those 1/1s to combine here to create 4/4s. And we got the Immortal Sun to buff up our team, cheapen our spells, draw us additional cards at the beginning of our draw step, and players can activate Planeswalker's loyalty abilities. Need I go on? No, I do not. Nyx Lotus, because we're creating tokens that are copies, we're copying spells that are becoming tokens of permanents or beasts in this case. We're copying their mana cost as well. So that's going to increase our devotion to that color by a lot. So Nyx Lotus will get us a lot of mana. So we'll Karametra's Acolyte. Same to nick those Shrine to Nyx. Muswort Bridge, because Hideaway just takes some time to read it. Got it? All right. Then we have our 24 basic islands and our 24 basic forests. And with that said, the end of this commander guide starring Tawnos, the Toymaker. I'll be excited to see this one when it comes to MGG Arena. I hope you are too. MGG Arena will be getting Brothers War, because this is Brothers War, if you could not tell. This is the set symbol right here. Brothers War will be releasing on Arena on the 15th. So like about a week after my birthday. And worldwide, it'll be on the 18th. With that said, please use my link. Help out, help our community, help the world, in fact, pretty much. Even if it's $1, it's still a difference nonetheless that you're making for someone. Could be the difference between the death or the life of a child. You never know till you try. Share this video along with other videos found on my channel with other people so they can use this link too to help ALSF fight against childhood cancer 1 cup at a time. And so they can also receive guidance from yours truly when building these commander decks. Comment on this video, leave your positive feedback. Thank you all for supporting me up to this point. Hopefully this becomes something like the next biggest MTG channel. I really want that. But if not, that's okay. Thank you for being my fan and watching my videos, making my hobby interesting. By the way, and also you can make requests. Make sure the content you want featured on this channel has not already previously been featured on this channel. So like the Red Terror goblins, as I mentioned earlier, as content that's already featured on this channel. But the Red Terror instants and sorceries, or the Red Terror dragons, or Tawnos birds is not already featured on this channel. Tawnos beast, however, will. You can also make requests for standard deck text and like arena content. So like the highlights of games, or like standard deck text, like tournament legal, or like other formats, whatever. Also, first come, first serve. Does not matter what video you comment on. whether it's this one or a one like from a year ago. As long as you're first, you're first. But I'll get to everyone's request eventually. Uh, so yeah, comment, leave your positive feedback if you don't want to make your request anyways. Hit the notification bell, that way you don't miss another one of my videos. Subscribe and like this video. And with that said, I'll be seeing you guys later. Goodbye.